Hi everyone, I'm Shweta from Ginny's Planet and I have with me Raghav from iGiver. Hi Raghav.
Hi.
Okay, so we are back in the Empathy Fact series, which comes on Thursdays, and every time we pick up one topic or one question and spend a few minutes talking about that. So today we are focusing on giving, the joy of giving, or why is giving important, and how is it connected with empathy, according to us. So if you've seen my previous conversations and videos, you've already heard me saying that, empathy is what happens when you understand what the other person thinks, feels, and what they're going through, and you respond accordingly. So, when you respond according to not what you think and feel, but on the basis of your understanding of what the other person thinks and feels and what they need, that is empathy. So, of course, giving and compassion is very much connected with empathy. And here, the important thing, according to me, is to remember that you may feel like giving 10, 20 things to somebody, but you always have to align with what the other person or other organization requires. So if there is not a match, and if you think you just need to give 10 things because you want to, that does not really fall into the purview of empathy the way we think. But let me come to Raghav. So Raghav is somebody who uses tech for social good. He's an IT professional and he's also founder of iGiver. I'll ask Raghav about iGiver slightly later, but I do want to ask Raghav about what he thinks about giving and why is giving necessary.
Okay. Thank you for having me here. It's a wonderful opportunity. Wonderful to meet you guys. What you guys are doing is something so inspiring. So I'm more than happy to be here in this platform, interact with you, and through this video, interact with people who are working with you. And I am sure that we are all connected by the most beautiful of human concepts called empathy. So fundamentally, right, a human being alone can feel that empathy in a way which transcends many boundaries. See, of course, we do see that other beings also have love and affection, but empathy is something beyond all that, right? And I truly believe, and I can quote scriptures across religions or great thinkers who also will concur with my idea, right? That a human being is privileged to have empathy. I can prove it to you very easily. Okay. See, suppose you were to come across the news that 1,000 penguins have been hurt by some giant ship crashing somewhere in Antarctica, you will instantly feel a set of emotions, right? You will feel sad, you will feel, oh my God, they would have families, oh, poor things, what did they do to deserve, and all those things. The fact of the matter is, you may have never actually seen a penguin, maybe except on a video or whatever, right? Across time, across space, across boundaries, you are able to feel, you're able to be in their shoes, be in their soul as it were, and to feel the pain of others, right? Across all these things is a miraculous thing which only a human being can feel, is what I strongly believe in, right? And you, in a possibility, right? There may not be a practical possibility for you to go there and help somebody, but you would feel that if I can do something, I would do, right? This is a what I mean as empathy. This emotion, or what we call as identification. You identify with another person across time and space, and even species, as I told you, right? And feel what they might feel, right? Is something which is very very unique to human beings, and it's a privilege, and we should kind of be happy about it, that we are able to do that now.
Right. So in this
Yeah.
in this context, Raghav, like so you've given example, and it's a very nice example, like in that sense, and you've already shared that how empathy is about identification and that connection that you form, even if you've not, let's say, met a penguin or met whoever that you're hearing about. So, but I also, from your work and what you write, I also understand that you focus a lot on giving and giving as one important aspect of what people should do. So tell us more about that. Like what is giving according to you, and why is it so necessary?
Yeah, absolutely. See, empathy is an emotion, right? To begin with, right? I mean, of course, there's many perspectives to it, but the main thing that you feel is the connection, that identification. It's an emotion. Many times, people, as I told you, may not be in a position to actually do something about it. But the goal, I feel, is if you have to build empathy, you have to act on it. See, the emotion has to become action. See, that is where iGiver comes in, right? We want to encourage people, we want to make that empathy translate into something tangible in the real world. Empathy is great, empathy is fundamental. You need to have empathy, right? But if you have to like increase your circle of identification, see, I may have empathy with a group who's just in my colony, or like my small immediate society, my immediate friends and all that, right? If they have some problem, I go and help them. I do something about it. Then that empathy becomes more deep rooted. It becomes established in you, right? When the action becomes, I'm sorry, when the emotion becomes an action, it becomes established in your personality. You don't lose it. It becomes more consolidated, right? That is where is the connection I feel is between empathy and giving. Actionizing your good emotion, right? And the whole thing is, how do we do this at scale very easily and in a joyous way is what iGiver is all about.
Right. And if you look at like the examples of giving, that has happened in recent times. I mean, I think the most recent obviously is the whole COVID scenario that we saw, where there was a need for so much action, and people did what they could in different ways. And you also ran campaigns, for various groups, in the COVID scenario. But beyond, what people did in the COVID scenario, are there other examples of giving that you saw continuing? Even if, let's say, COVID was not the key, but other things continued, are there also examples like that you see right now?
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is in a way one of the positive takeaways I would feel. See, in fact, just to rewind a little bit and just take like half a minute, I have seen this in 2015 floods during the Chennai floods. We were also doing a lot of things on the ground there. And in fact, the genesis of iGiver was born there. That's what I would say. Because when we worked in several volunteer groups, we didn't know anything about what their background is, whether they are privileged or what is their degrees or what is their designation. Nothing. Our goal was to help, right? That was fantastic feeling, and everybody shared that collective joy, right? So what happens is that when a crisis hits this deep, that's why I said in the beginning, every human being has it. Okay, no matter what they say, it's fundamental in their makeup. They may not show empathy, but I believe it's there, right? Every human being all over the world. One of our tags is 6 billion givers. We really believe in that. So the point is that there is a wave, right? So there is a crisis which hits, and everybody comes together, and because of their innate empathy, they come together, they do and all those things, right? They look beyond what is their immediate need. Of course, some of them are struggled and they are not able to give, but I'm sure they would if they were in a position. As things get better, right, this kind of goes into unmanifest. It's not that their empathy is lost, they are just taken over by more day-to-day pressing challenges and all that, right? It kind of goes dwindles down a little bit, but it is always there is what I feel. Many people, what I have seen is that yesterday I met very interesting person. I met, he is this regular person. When I say regular, I mean he's not into any NGO and all that. He's an IT guy whom I met for some other my business reasons. He has started a small food donation campaign which he says he's going to do forever, right? So he's cooking for 5 people every day, him and his wife. Fantastic. What they eat, they're just making some more, and he is carrying with him. And whenever he sees somebody on the street or whatever he feels is needs it, he is giving it to them. Just 5 people, what they eat, they are doing more and all that. He doesn't talk about it. In fact, I won't write about him in this blog, my weekly blog. He said strictly no photo, no names, no nothing. It's just purely an expression of empathy, right? Emotion to action, right? That gives it
Right,
life.
right.
So there's a transformation that has happened. I strongly believe in that. And now we want to, like, keep that spirit alive through platform. And a lot of people are doing it. I'm not the only person, right? Many people are doing it. I know tech, so I am trying to do it through tech. You are coming from another background, you are doing it from another angle. So we are all in one big community who are trying to keep this alive, so that, why do we need a crisis for this empathy to manifest? It should manifest all the time. I think it is happening, but I'm quite positive about it.
Right. I agree. I agree with this point, that it's empathy is not something that you should act on only when there is crisis. This is something that is part of our everyday life. And you may not get options, let's say, in your mind, thinking that maybe I will not be able to act on it right now. But actually, there are so many options if you think about it. So iGiver obviously has created options for people. So just in 2 3 lines, I know that's very hard to do, but can you explain how iGiver works?
Yeah, of course. My favorite topic. So, see, as I said, right? See, we believe that everybody wants to give, right? We were just looking at what is it that is making it difficult for people to move from emotion to action. And we said with the technology, we will remove those obstacles so that very easily they can act on their empathy. That's all iGiver is all about. Okay. So what we said is that most people want to give in kind rather than just money, because in kind, it's not only leads to more transparency, it is also becomes personal. I like, let's say, cakes. I want to give cakes. I like books. I want to give books. So I'm giving a part of me, right? That's something which is more personal. So we said we are going to be an in-kind platform. So step one, what we are doing is we are creating a small Amazon-like catalog. Of course, we have the honor of having Ginny as well on that. So different products across categories, you can give social impact products like your products, Ginny's products. We are onboarding a software called Avaz app, which helps autistic children, right? So you can donate software subscription to them. You can give organic food products. You can give books. We are partnered with Amar Chitrakatha. Just few days back, we have also partnered with Pratham Books. So you can give books. So you can come here. It's just 1 2 3. Order the product that you want. Select the NGO. We have already curated. We have already verified those NGOs. We have collected all their documents. Soon we are going to publish those documents. You can select the NGO whom you already know or somebody near your area. Just pay for it. That product will reach the NGO. Once the NGO gets a product, we have given them a small app. That NGO who has received your product will make a small app, a small video thanking you. Just we share only your name with them. So let's say you give them like 100 kilo rice. They'll say, thank you, Shweta madam, for this 100 kilo rice. They will upload the video. That video link will come to you in your WhatsApp. You can click and you can see that, and you can enjoy that happiness. This is the most basic cycle that we have set up in the platform. This we do it in different ways, right? We do it one off. You can give, you can be a part of the campaign, but this is the underlying philosophy.
Right. And like you said, transparency in the whole process is it's a big deal, and it's a great thing because many people tend to look at like giving to NGOs with a lot of suspicion. So obviously building that credibility, building that faith is so important, and keeping it transparent is also so important. So all the best with what you're doing.
Thank you.
I also heard from you that you're going to run a campaign from 2nd October. What is that?
Yes. So primarily, like we are looking at 4 ways of giving in iGiver, right? So the first one is give what you love, which is what I explained to you right now, where you go, look at the catalog, any product that you like, you select the product, select the NGO, pay for it, they get it. They get it. The NGO gets it. The second one is give what they need, which we are calling it as wish tree, right? So the NGOs select from our catalog the products that they need, and then it all is displayed on one page. Every NGO has their own unique page, right? So a donor can come to that page, or he can go to the entire database of wish tree wishes, and then they can select any of the product, and same concept, they can pay for it and then it will reach the NGO, right? So this is something, you know what they need, and then you are giving it to them. Again, in kind, no money, just products, same concept, same methodology. You will get acknowledgement video in your WhatsApp number, okay, in your WhatsApp. The third is give through campaigns, like short campaigns. We are going to do one campaign for Diwali now, which runs for about 3 weeks, again on a specific product. You can give one product or you can give multiple products. We're going to run a campaign for Diwali where we are going to distribute sweet boxes to 3,000 children across Chennai. One box is 60 rupees. You can give even 60 rupees and start your giving journey. That's what we want. Now we want a lot of people to come. 60 rupees you give, it's nothing. You give 60 rupees, you feel that satisfaction. You're a part of this campaign, right? Or you can give 5 boxes or 10 boxes based on your. So these campaigns. The last one is we are also doing a pilot with Big Basket. So for every NGO, we create a wallet in partnership with the Big Basket. And as a donor, you can send money to or top up the wallet of the particular NGO. Again, no money involved. You're putting in their wallet. The NGO cannot take the money out of the wallet, but they can order something from Big Basket using that Big Basket wallet money that you have given to them so kindly. At any time they want of the year, it's always going to be there. They can't take it out as money. They can buy as whatever they want. So these are the four primary ways we are doing. So the second one is give through wish tree. We are launching it in this Dan Utsav time, so that people can know what people need, and then they can come and give. Again, very very small price points, starting 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 250, 500, something like that. The idea is to, as I said, emotion to action. Then you become habit. Then you give wherever you can. It's not that you have to give through us. There's so many people around you, so many
Right.
options. Keep that
Right.
empathy fire going, that flame alive.
Right. And it's very like interesting that you already like curated the giving in four segments already. So that makes it simple for people to think and then do something about it. So Raghav has mentioned a few things already. I'm just going to quickly repeat them. He's talked about four things, and of course, one of them is iGiver Wish Tree. The campaign starts on 2nd October, but you can definitely go to iGiver website, and the link for it is in the description. His website's link, and see what are they up to. Now, apart from this, iGiver is one example. And like Raghav said, get into the habit of giving the way you can, the way you like, the way you can afford to, and see, just begin your journey somewhere. One thing that's happening now is also something called Dan Utsav, which is an annual, it's like I call it the annual giving event. So you can give your time, you can volunteer, you can participate in various awareness campaigns run by different organizations. You can also run events. Ginny's Planet is also planning to run an event there, so you might catch us there. Um, so that's it then. We hope that what Raghav and I have said today is going to trigger that thing of giving to you. I know that especially people in my network who are watching. I know that you give a lot already, but we're just discovering newer ways of making it easier and more convenient. And there's just so many events which are credible that you can join and participate in. So we look forward to meeting you on iGiver and on Danutsav and of course on Guinness Planet. Thank you so much, Raghav, for coming in. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Bye, everyone, and see you next Thursday in the Empathy Factory.